And when it gets to a certain distance, it knows, okay, stop pushing filament. And then as it feeds through the tube, this distance starts tightening back up, and it'll touch again, and then it'll know to start making more filament, and it just kind of keeps repeating the cycle. Oh crap, my stream died. Ugh. Hold on. Did it come back? It's back. View on watch page. Are we sure it's back? Because even I'm not seeing. I'm seeing like the little recording. I swear. Chat is disabled for this live stream, but I can't tell if it. Okay, there it goes. YouTube is so slow at like refreshing this thing. Okay, so I went from yellow, now it's back to green. Ugh, this is so irritating. So I'm gonna have to, I guess, call Cox and say, you know, you guys swore to me you would be better than AT&T, and you're not. You're actually like interrupting my jam here. Okay, so, but yeah, it throws me off so bad. All right, let's open a new window. We will open up all of these. Yeah, grape jam. You're right. Let's turn on some printers. Turn on number 1, number 2, 3, 4. Something went wrong. Go into casa. Like everything wanting to like just irritate me today. Okay, 1. Okay, I don't know what that one's doing. Okay. Weird. Anyway. I got some weirdness going on with the network here lately. I mean, I don't know what Cox is doing, but making me go through this panoramic Wi-Fi box just so my TVs work gets very irritating. Because this thing doesn't work like anywhere near as good as they try to advertise that it will. Yes, I know that you're dying for power. Thank you. Oh, and that isn't working. Okay. You know, when I had my router, I didn't have these issues. I had other issues, don't get me wrong, but the Wi-Fi, like internal, I didn't have these issues. This thing is supposed to be, you know, whole home, you know, greatest thing since sliced bread, you know, like they sell it, and it's not. But I can't put my router in play because they, if I put it in bridge mode to avoid like a double NAT, then I cut off the other two TVs because they're Wi-Fi synced to the main unit. Granted, it's supposed to be using a separate channel that's not on the same Wi-Fi, but it apparently, everybody that I talked to, they said it is. But I think I want to try it after the stream or tomorrow and be like, okay, let me put it in and you know, in pass-through mode and put my router in and see if it works the same, if I get everything else, and if, you know, it's the two TVs. Because if that's the case, you know, I may have to just tell them, okay, well, I'm paying for, you know, the free upgrade that you gave me to the other, you know, wireless receivers for the two TVs. You need to come back out here and put hard lines and put it back the way it was, because it's no difference in price between the hardline unit and the Wi-Fi unit, so, or for the TVs. So I mean, I might as well test it out, get something a little more stable. All right, are these running yet? It says it is. Let's see, is my overseer is working finally? Yay. Okay, let's do printer overseer. Bam, bam, bam. All right. All right. So yeah, the one camera is sideways because I moved stuff around and I didn't replace it. I really need to finish the case on that. I keep getting distracted. All right. So yeah, as you can see, I'm printing, you know, a leather case and some cleaning filament. I'm doing pretty good. All right. Well, let's clear up the workspace and get some parts of printing so we don't take all night. All right, so yeah, on the E10 that's down there, that is actually parts to the ANET Evolution Tech 2C style for the kids printer. So got parts already started on that. I'm gonna have to do a lot more once I finally get around to it. Along with every other project that I got going, right? But see, unlike Walter, y'all don't see my projects. I show them to you, but you don't just see them like sitting around very often. Whereas his like Stargate that I want to do, but I know it's going to take me a lot longer to get it ready. .3D printer. Ooh, cool. A clone. Mark III Fistech clone. That was the one that I was looking at all their parts, and yeah, it's like $550 to basically make a Mark III or Prusa Mark III cloned version. It's pretty awesome. Appreciate it, Rover. I guess while that is loading for me, we will take a quick commercial break and go to the YouTubers. Okay, so it is going to cover a little bit of chat. I'm going to have to fix that one. Oh, looks like Knack Carl is going to have to move to the other page now. Congratulations, Carl. So that is where everybody, and Rest of his soul. There's Wiley's 3D. He will always have a special place. We will move him to the top corner, and he will have a permanent resident spot unless I guess you guys think that, you know, we should, you know, out of respect, not keep posting him up there, but I kind of feel like he needs to swap with Joe Paddock up there and retain the #1 spot right there, and just kind of be part of our memorial slash, you know, broadcast channel. But so yeah, congratulations, Carl. I'll be moving that over in a little bit, and Brian Vines is almost there. Nice. Scott, you're definitely getting up there, buddy. Here is for the 1,000 plus. Everybody's doing good. Chris Riley, 15,000. Hey, Carl. Welcome. Different Carl. So many Carls on my channel. It's pretty awesome. All right, 6 different ways to enter. That's when you visit the page. Hope to do a video or 3 this week. That's why I've been spending much time on the office. Hey, no problem. Sure, Rover, send it on over. TechieDad@gmail. I'll add more up on this list. That's not a problem. That's kind of why I was putting this. This does live count, so as you see the ticker as it moves, it's actually pulling YouTube stats to bring it in and show the live numbers. So if anybody were to subscribe while this is up, you'll actually see it live change numbers. So nice, Scott. All right, so okay. Sorry, just doing the little gleam contest there, trying to get all the little tickers real quick. But we will. I think Friday plus. The SKR 1.3, nice. You already put your steppers in it, and you're going with it. Nice. Are you gonna do a live stream when you put it on there? Sweet. I guess I'm asking before you can even type it. That's awesome. Okay. Oh, man, I might have to do this thing like possibly later. This thing is like really being slow today. Sweet. Is it going to be on your channel? Are you streaming it, or is it going to be on his channel? And he's, or you know what I mean, like your channel and he's just being there, or his channel with, even though you're on site? Are you doing a dual stream, both of you? Because as long as you have 2 different angles, technically they're not the same stream. Nice. Oh boy. Says I gotta watch a video and decipher some 7 hidden numbers and put them in that order into the Gleam entry form. There's nothing hidden about that. Opened up my new TO this morning to find out I had a MKS Gen L in it. Think about swapping drivers over to 2208 since I have a bunch of them sitting here. We're going to be thinning the collection a little. Yep. Extra speed content. Yep. Alright, Victory has another board coming out. Integrated 2209 for about 30 from what I heard. Yep, I heard that one too. Was it the SKR Pro? To upgrade my NAS to 1 gig hard drives. Do you mean 1 terabyte hard drives? 1 gig is kind of small, especially at this point. I mean, I got 128 gig just flash drive. And just in case you're wondering, just got a notice for first layer is going to be going live in about like 30 minutes or so. They always go, I mean, they didn't do Saturdays before, did they? It's more of a recent thing. Good video on the SKR. Sweet. On sale. Oh, okay. I've only been hearing a little bits and pieces of the SKR Pro and SKR and all these others. I mean, I've got one 32-bit board. It's the Chit 2 board that goes with the Trunksy. All the others are factory 8-bit boards. So I haven't really had an issue where I need to get a 32-bit board per se. Because I'm finding a good balance between speed and quality that they're able to push out for what I consider good quality at a high enough speed that I'm fine with it, that I don't really need to tweak it anymore. I like the quality that comes out, and I've got enough now, though I want more, but I've got enough now that it's not like I gotta get this part, you know what I mean? I don't have like customer orders or anything like that. I mean, if I got in that position, then yeah, I'd probably need to boost it up a bit more, but as of right now, they work, so I haven't really bothered with it. Oh, okay. I don't know whose channel that is, but maybe I'll do some searching and see what pops up. 168. getting back to the video here. Trying to get these numbers. I mean, PhysTech does have quite a few cool things. Ugh, why they gotta put that number there? Okay. All right, Sean, I don't know why it timed you out. That's ridiculous. Okay, hold on. Where is the... Where is the settings? Commands, no usage. No. Where's the protection? See, link protection is off. Why is it jumping in? Giveaway stuff, close timers, and yeah, I know, and I don't understand why it did that to you, Sean. I apologize. There, now you got the wrench, so you shouldn't have that issue anymore. I can't find why it was doing it where it's got the link protection for regular people, but it won't let me undo it. But you got a wrench now, so now you can post the link. All right, anyway, to 1 terabyte drive. Okay, gotcha, Rover. That's what I was thinking you were meaning to put in there. All right. Definitely have to. No, crap. Go back. Refresh the chat. There we go. I accidentally clicked on your link and then it decided it was going to overtake my Streamlabs and like open it in the little chat window that I've got on screen. Sometimes these companies think too much for you. Oh, okay. I think I've been to his channel once before. Yep, I have. He had some pretty good stuff that his approach approach is a little weird for me, but he's got a lot of good info. It just, I don't know. Yeah, that would be something you might have to fix. Yes, sir. Okay, what is this? Oh, apparently I have a link somehow to, oh, it was the follow-on for, find the secret numbers. Okay, visits, serial tester. Okay. 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 For friends and click for the daily bonus. Okay. All right. Let's see it. There we go. Duct tape for the win. Oh yeah. Okay. Sorry. That's enough tooling around here. Let's bam. All right. We've got that up. Let's get print modes area cleaned up. Go. That's on there. This one. And I gotta say, guys, if you've watched my channel or the Twitter updates or whatever, or my page updates, the filament rack that I got is so nice. Super cheap. I mean, it's not like the greatest thing, but it works pretty awesome. Okay. Load that with filament. Okay. I think I got that one. Where is what are we gonna print? Oh. Alright, let's get some parts looked at. And yeah, I know the Tronxy. Oh, you know what? Let me get the Tronxy up because I want y'all to see the new little piece I added on. Plus, I haven't seen what it looks like. Scott knows that sound. Should hopefully be coming in here in just a minute. Where's my other window? Purge and good to go. All right, that's coming up. I think I gotta go. Let's do 2A live stream. Yeah. Come back. Rebuild. Yeah. There we go. All right. So I know it's like weird to look at, and probably not gonna make a lot of sense. Let's see if I can adjust the camera here so you can see that part. So yeah, I put a backer wall. Just some of that dollar store, so that, yeah, it's just the shadow. But it's just the dollar store black foam board. Took off the back rail by the motors. Well, actually, you know, the extrusion. Took that whole rail up. Slid this piece all the way straight down. Locked it back in. So now I've got a permanent, like, not permanent, but, you know, it's sealed in there in between all the extrusions to help provide, you know, backdrop so that the light's not like going out to the bedroom side. So if I'm printing, but, you know, now we don't have that other thing we used to have before where it was so distracting. But yeah, anyway. I just replaced it with the new connector, but thumbs up button. Thank you. Yep. Yep. It's only been about like 85 around here, but still, you're right. If the wind blows, then it's okay. But when it doesn't blow, it just, yeah. And then like today, I've been out doing yard work all morning. So that was fun. Actually, I kind of like it, but you know. All right. Snaplock sleeve. No, that's not what I need. Where is not the power switch? Pallet plus incline stand. There we go. File. No. Where is my E10 piece that I made? Where did I put it? I gotta print that first. It's not the wall mount. CR10 snap lock. No. Ooh, what happened to my? Oh, okay, there it is. Hey, Bubba. What you doing?
He's gonna be checking on you.
Okay.
Love you.
Love you too. Kiddos right before bed always want to come say goodnight and everything. All right. This is gonna, hopefully it doesn't destroy the stream, but apparently I gotta launch my, I guess in the long run is probably good anyway, since all right, where's Fusion? Yeah, always a farmer tan. Well, I'm only in Arkansas, so I mean, it's not really desert heat. But we got a kind of like a homestead garden thing going here. My wife is like, she thought she had a black thumb, but apparently she's got a pretty good green thumb. She's getting, man, I don't even know all the things that she's growing. Lettuce, broccoli, cucumbers, some strawberry, tomatoes. She's got a couple of things. She got some other stuff. I don't even know. Come on, Fusion. But yeah, I don't know if you can see it, but I kind of got a little bit of a farmer tan myself, like right on the watch. But it's probably worse on my shirt, but I'll spare y'all. Trying to work towards monetization. I don't need to try to get demonetized before I've even started. That would just not be right. Alright. Fusion is finally trying to start loading. Well, I have an external drive that I'm kind of using like a NAS to store all my stuff. I just can't remember where I put it because I have a nice structure. I have a folder for all my Palette Plus stuff that I'm doing. I just can't remember. I don't see it. So I don't know if maybe I deleted it because I needed to reprint it and change it, or I don't know what I did with it. But yeah, all my STLs are on a 1 terabyte external drive right now. That, and I've got it on Google Drive. So I've got like all my primary stuff on Google Drive, and then I copy back to my external as a secondary backup, so in case something happens. Come on, load, Fusion. Jeez. Come on, I want to print. I apologize. I should have had this taken care of before. Did I put it in Workshop? So now I can't even find it in Fusion. No, that's okay. Oh, and where is my paper? Oh, there it is. Just gonna show you guys that I started working on. I'll flip this over real quick. In Fusion, and I'm trying to get this workbench, like what I've done. Duplicati. Nice. No. There we go. See, I can't even. There's enough of a delay with. You'd figure 32 gig of RAM computer like it could handle it, but anyway, so it's really rough. Forgive me, but in Fusion, I was able to kind of design the basic desk from another project, but you know, doing the printout, and now I'm figuring out like where to put the part list so that like it'll be on the back, where it'll give like the size cuts and how many you need and what material that I used. and then the scale and all that jazz. So I'm trying to do some fusion plans of the bench, this bench that I built from another piece, because some of these measurements were all wrong. Stuff isn't lining up like it should. If you watch the live stream, you can see like some of the boards, you know, felt like they were bowing in or bowing out in different areas. I mean, the tabletop part was decent, wasn't too hard, but I mean, it took some work, and I still cut the legs like a ½ inch short. They work perfect, but you know, according to the plans that were given, you know, it should have been a ½ inch taller. So, but I got to keep in mind that this bench is actually made for like in the garage, like for real working, and it's overkill. I mean, for like as light as these printers really are, I mean, there is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cross beams across. So you got like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then number 5 right there. Cross beams, all 2x4, and then you have the 3/4 inch MDF all across. So I mean, and it's already, as you can see on the corners, I mean, it goes all the way around. You know what I mean? Like it's a solid table. I can jump on it and it doesn't really flex at all. It's a little overkill for what, you know, needed. I mean, I'm pretty sure I could have gotten away with just 2 cross, you know, off center, have the outside squared, those 2, and same with like even the top, which not, so like even the top up here, it's 5 cross beams. They're like 9 inch. I mean, they're all everything out of this is 2x4, but there's, you know, the corners, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 cross beams. I mean, this thing is like built to be a tank. You know what I mean? Like, you could get away with a lot less wood, even though this whole thing was only like 80 something, like 85. You know, granted now I've put a little bit more into it, but I mean, 85 for all of this, that's not bad. Yeah, definitely not, no resonance. All right, where did let's get back to what I was doing. I thought it was like pulling up my stuff, and no, it put it in the wrong thing. Okay. There's my Cyclops, which I'm working on. No, not extrusions. Completes. What's this at? No. There it is. So I put it in the complete bin. Awesome, Rover. Definitely put me on the list. That way, or at least shoot me a copy. That way I can add more people to my YouTube little status thing. Perfect. Alright, I guess this thing is loading. I don't know what it's doing now. Oh, because it's updating Fusion in the background. That's why it's acting so weird. Come on, are you gonna load my part or not? Yeah, I got it. Well, I want to finish the plans for this one, because the table that these printers are sitting on, I don't know if you can, oh, there. So the IKEA table right here, I want to replace it with another one of these wood benches, just not as big. I'm going to reduce the depth down a bit so that, I mean, it's still needs to be big enough. I don't know if you can see the back leg right there. So it still needs to, it's got about 6 inches. This is the same size as this tabletop right now, so I can reduce it down, make it a little bit more compact, but I still want like the same. I want to do the same height, you know, on the other one. So I got another like shelving unit, you know, piece that I can also kind of work with. There we go. Sorry, I keep moving, everybody. Oh, okay. What is it doing? I guess since I caught it when it was trying to do the update, it Fusion locked up. So seems like this first hour is just a waste. Sorry. I mean, I did say we were gonna kind of hang out, general shop talk. So you know, that's kind of what's going on. Come on. Open the design. There we go. Cheese. Cheese and crackers. Now it won't close out the side window. Yep. I figured I'm going to be doing this stuff anyway. Might as well let y'all kind of hang out with me. I'm not doing anything super special, at least not yet. I'm hoping more special stuff will show up and be tinkered with and built and all that jazz. But, you know, hey, gotta roll with the punches and just kind of, whenever something new comes up, share it, right? All right, how about we do... Bam. That way you can see what I'm doing. All right. Edit the sketch. All right, so... It was just a hair not snug enough. Okay, so that's what I drew up, like I saw. Still getting used to... I need one of the Autodesk little keyboard things so you can do all that stuff. So, yeah, where's my part? I tried to make it minimal, easy, fast print, but what needs to be done. All right, so let's save that change. Edit version. Now we can save as STL. That out of the way. Palette plus. Alright, here we go. Palette, scroll, yes, yeah. Guess I never saved it local. Or I saved it local long enough to print it, but I don't think I'm like actually made my folder. Hey, Tony. All right, so basically, I'm reprinting my ANET E10. Oh, I guess I didn't realize the title is not showing. So it's this part, as you can see on the screen, versus my print. But the palette plus that I have is for the E10 motor mount, and then put it on, slide the scroll wheel through, and basically it lock or turn it so that it lines up the way that it would need to go right into the extruder that's right there, and yeah, just kind of hold on. I got 2 of the Palette Plus units. Here we go. Sorry, I'm kind of distracting myself here. But I got 2 of the Palette Plus refurb units. Got them super cheap. And then so yeah, I've just kind of been setting up to play with them and trying to figure stuff out. So far it fuses just fine. It hasn't had any problems with it, but it was sold as like a splice only unit, and I was able to acquire these scroll wheels so that I can actually get like full functionality out of it, but I haven't really been able to calibrate it and test it because, to be honest, some of this doesn't even make sense to me, and all the videos for calibration are like, every video says don't do it the way all these other videos do it my way and it'll work better, and like everybody says that, but then there's no real documentation on their side that's not related to the Palette 2. So this Palette Plus is kind of like I'm floating in the air trying to find, you know, some good stuff. It's not hard, it just, I'm new to it, so it's taken me, you know, that little bit of learning curve to kind of figure it all out. All right, so that will be done before the end of stream. That's good. Okay. Get that. Get that. Go here. Yeah. You actually get to see live like my workflow here. Come on. I gotta replace the switch that's going to the other side there. Alright, looks like first layer is going live. There's my part that I saved, or the job that I saved. So it's already in there. Alright, we'll tell it to preheat everything, so it's going to raise both. Hey, Craig. Welcome, welcome. Oh, come on. You're going to do that to me tonight. what happened. Wonder if I didn't update the IP address. No. Well, there's my Arch database. I wonder what's going on. Huh. Ah, that's a little weird. Okay, well, normally the filament manager will be there and I'll have all of my my different filaments listed. Wonder if it'll do it on this one. Oh wow, we got a firmware updater program. Yeah, see, kind of like this. So I can just go in and then hit the button and then select like whatever filament I want to use, and it'll be on the list so that I can just go, oh, okay, so for this one we'll use that, and this is the dual head. That's why you got double, but that way it'll centrally manage, you know, what I've got going, so that all of them, anytime I do a print job, then I know kind of where it stands. See, this one's not doing it either. Oh, but I got a little power thing blinking. Under voltage. Alright, well, we'll figure that one out. Move that pi. Yeah, that one didn't connect either. It's because I already had these up and running before I even rebooted my my server link. I don't feel like doing it on this one. Alright, so that is good. So we'll just get that to print. Hold on. A little bit too close to the bed. Where is my... got stuff all over the floor right now. Let's rehome and restart the print. Where is Yes, son. Hi. You going to bed? Why not? Okay. All right, we'll try that again. Ooh, steak sandwich. Sounds good. Yeah, Tony, I'd agree with you. Although it is the same exact charger as the one on this Octopi instance, because you're looking at the Anycubic is the one that was screaming about it not being enough, but this K280 that we're printing on, it's the exact same wall charger unit. It's the larger iPad version, but I do have it on an extension cable that's going through another one, and I don't think the cable quality is good enough to do what it's supposed to be doing. There we go. Okay. Got the wire under the bed, that's what's messing it up. Yeah, I think it's... That's good enough for government work. So that back left corner, ooh, the back left corner, hard to see, but where that bulldog clip is. Right now, I've got a piece of corkboard underneath that bed piece, so that it'll reflect the heat. But sitting right on top of it is the thermistor wire and the power wire because of where it's soldered on. And every now and then it gets under, or the thermistor wire will like sneak up under between the edge of the bed and the aluminum extrusion, and it'll pop it up just that hair, and it throws my bed level off. Guess I haven't printed on it for a while, so I guess I didn't realize that. But yeah, it looks like the rest of the first layer is going fine, and once it builds up past that point, everything will be fine anyway, so I'm not that really worried about it. I may have to reprint this anyway if this is the dimensions that I changed, if they aren't quite right to get a snug fit, or it's too snug and it won't fit on. I can sand it, but if it's too wide like it was, then it'll just fall off. I'll have to reprint, so I'll play with it then. But anyway, all right. RCCNC, welcome. Yeah, if you're here, by all means, please hit the thumbs up. Let me get some watch time, all that good jazz. You guys have got some suggestions on different, content to actually do, watch, play, see, all that good jazz. Let me know. I mean, going off a family budget here, so it's not like I've got all the money in the world. But I mean, if it's printing certain pieces or other doodads, whatever, I'm almost done with all the upgrades for the K280. I've only got like a small little batch left, which is basically the filament spool holder, because what I want to do is just like here. Oh, I don't know if you can see it, but the actual spool holder on the Linear Plus actually sits right here on top of it. Oh, you know what? You guys can't even see me. Max make. There we go. All right. So it actually sits right here on top. It's got a nice swivel mount, and then the extruder is right here at the top edge. So I mean, it makes a short sink right in, and then it travels down that way. No kinks. I want to kind of do the same thing, but this, I'm gonna put lower where I can actually still reach it, but I'm gonna do the same type of thing where the spool holder is up on top. Though at that height, I think I might, this printer might get a new home, so the height thing won't be an issue. The other thing I've been debating is I've seen the other spool holders that sit like this, where they kind of suspend right in there. The only problem I just don't want to run into is, when the head goes all the way up, that like I don't hit something else. But I've got this little part right here. I've got to print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more of. So a total of 9. But it's the enclosure like wraparound that I'm building. It's just going to be some panel board screwed in on the back 2 sides in 6 locations, and on the front side it's only going to be a half board. So just the 4 locations at the upper half, you're not, the print head doesn't, it only travels up, say, to here at the 600 mil. So all of that is basically just dead space. So I was going to make it kind of close that off, and that'll help give it structure so it doesn't wobble on these 2020 extrusion. But I don't know. I've already got the base printed out for the same type of spool holder, so I don't know. I may do some extended legs, and then if I have it in the enclosure, I may just set it on the ground right here in front of the bench, so that it's still off the ground, but then I can reach the top easier, and then that'll give me more desktop workspace anyway. But like the KLP, it was short enough that it didn't cause an issue. So yeah, road trip, pick up more parts and printers. Oh yeah. All right, so see, that back part caught up. It just needed a little bit more, a little more time than the rest, but it's just the round sink to hold the scroll wheel on, and it's a pretty large or tall. It's gonna be a tall section, so it's gonna, compared to everything else, so 1 or 2 layers that aren't the greatest, it's got plenty of time to make up for it and get better, All right. So what do you guys think about the lights? Or the light, I should say. So my thought was just take one of the metal rings, put it through the hole, and then, you know, turn it so it's 90 degree or flush with what would be the board, and then from the inside edge, take a large pan head screw and then put it through the top edge of this so it holds it, you know, pull it up as far as it'll go, get it secure so it's like it's on the wood, so it doesn't move anywhere that way. Um, because again, I can't really take the end cap off and like move the LED structure away and then go right through the body into the wood, which I would have preferred, but I can't get the end cap off anyway. So, but yeah, it's pretty cheap chain, but with the space of each one of these 5 wood beams, it would basically be suspended just shy. I think it's about 1.5 to 2 inches on the ends till you hit the 2x4s. So, well, yeah, and if I did it, then it would be like I'd have to go at an angle, which I'm fine with, but just trying to think of like what would be the more secure light fixture, you know what I mean? So it's not like a real pain in the ass to either take off if it dies, or, you know, if I move the bench, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want it necessarily like super permanent either, but I don't want it, you know, me pull the chain to turn it on and then it just comes crashing down on top of my work. So I think it's just a printing away. It's good. Guess I should go ahead and I can prep up the feet. The feet for the pallet. Pallet plus. Alright, where is the incline stand? Here's the files. And I need don't need that guide yet. Okay, that part is too big to fit. That'll definitely push it to its edge. Okay. Not quite as bad. But I need 2 of these braces. Why are you putting it like that? There we go. Alright. Let's see. No support, cooling, okay. 70. Infill, fastening code. Hey, Brian. That's way too high info. Hey, Mr. Buttram, welcome. I was debating doing that. I figured it would be kind of funny for those in the know. Alright, so let's connect. We'll jump back over because I need to go ahead and make the change. Alright, so we'll move that down. We will tag that one up. Move them over. Okay, Knack, where are you? Copy over here. Paste. Push to Mr. Mac or Knack 3D Designs over there. We will remove him from this page. Come on. Yes. And congratulations, Brian Vines. You are almost about to be cut from this page and moved to the other. Computer version of 1K. And there is the update for the over 1K subs. Special applause to Carl from Knack 3D Designs for being able to cross that threshold. And we'll come back to just under 1,000 subs for Mr. Brian Vines. You are really close there, sir. Tanner's not doing too bad. Carl CNX is catching up quick. Like the computer version of 1K? What do you mean? Did I miss something that I like blew right over my head? Mr. Buttram, really, I learned a lot about Octoprint just by playing with it, to be honest. I haven't really read any forums. I'd look at like the plugin list. I'd see some cool stuff, throw it in there, back and forth. But like the setup, and some of the tweaking as far as like multi-instance or stuff like that, of course, Chris Riley. But other than that, like some of the formatting, some of the like these little filament managers, stuff like that, it just honestly just playing around with it, reaching out to the developer of each of these plugins if I had a question, and then just picking away at it until I figured it out. I plan to do a guide on how to set up the database filament manager so they're not independent, so it's all centralized. But as you see, sometimes it doesn't always like work. Like I get a lot of this where, you know, it should be pulling it up even though I just rebooted it. It should be pulling my spool, but then if you go in, where is the filament manager? See, it's already supposed to be using my external database. But then when you go to test the connection, oh, hey, look, there, green, finally. The only problem is when you do that, the only way to get it to resync is to restart. 511 hours left? Jeez, Scott. What layer height are you using? Ah, makes sense. Yeah, I still got like half a spool left of the rainbow filament just because it didn't do a lot of transition. Yeah, 0.12. That's kind of what I figured. I got about a half a spool left of my rainbow one, but I'm using it for like all my K280 parts that I'm printing just because it's an easy kind of, it's not too bad of a color to kind of be in there. All right, let's see if it pulled the filament manager this time. Nope. See, it does that too, and it's so irritating when it won't pull it. But it says that everything is good, so I'm gonna have to go into the log later and figure out what in the world it's doing. And then the developer that did this overseer program is he just came out with a new version. They'll allow me to do basically like this, where it's an anonymous access to just view. Yeah, I bet it will finish too. But yeah, he finally added in what this is. This is the old version that like did what I needed it to do. So I kept that, but I have it all loaded in a virtual instance. That way I can just shut this one off and then turn on my updated one. And then when he, you know, to kind of beta test what his load is. And then once I get all that stuff done, then, you know, it works. Then it'll be a primary. Then I'll do a guide on how to install that. I want to do a guide on doing a virtual Pi. That way, you know, my plan is kind of like what Chris did with the multi-octoprint, but each one being its own instance in free what's the name of the program? VirtualBox. Golly. That way I can put like maybe a small form factor computer underneath the desk here, and then have all the USB cables and webcams coming from it, but each one is attached via the virtual instance. That way it only grabs the one camera, the one USB every single time that it boots. And then that way I'm not having to buy a Pi each time. I just create another virtual instance, set it up. You grab this USB cable and this USB camera, and then, good to go. Yep, first layer has actually been hopefully streaming for about 40 minutes, or at least I got the announcement like right at 8. But hey. All right, let's get what color we want to do the mount. We'll do some black. Gotta say, I love the M701, 702 load and unload filament commands. Awesome. Love having them. Makes things so much easier. Like, it's preheating now, and then it'll automatically load my filament in. Yeah, you can probably see it at the bottom, over there at the very bottom right corner of the console, showing that it's already preheating to 190. I like it, like it. All right, so that did that. Well, it's pretty easy. I mean, I can share code with you of what I did to turn it on. But I use that in every one of my firmware uploads. I make sure that those are enabled and configured with the variables that I set in. Hey, Vince. So that minutes subscription. Sorry, just double checking some Rhino Reel stuff here. There, I'll figure it out. That's done. Get that print job started. Files. Stand briefs. Okay, that's gonna be heating it. Yeah, if anybody's got some like ideas on what to do and how to do Patreon, please share. Hit me up on Gmail, because I don't have anything on there, even though it's advertising. But because I don't really get Patreon like what I should put up there, because I mean mostly I do live streams, so a little hard for me to figure it out. Yeah, that'll happen. I'll send you. Shoot me your email, and I'll send you the code that I have, just because it'll be easier to make sense. But basically, I have just a text document that I have with all the code, and it tells you like where. True. Yeah, but I put on there that I was gonna put some extra content up there, for the subscribers on that platform side, and I haven't posted anything because I don't really understand like kind of the gist of what I should actually put up there. But yeah. Anyway, if you'd like a copy of the code that I use for the M600, just shoot me an email so I can send you the package because it's just easier that way. But or yeah, that'll work too. But yeah, it's just basically the text file that says, okay, on these lines within config, copy this in, and then that way on there you can set like how long is your Bowden tube, how long is the throat, so it auto calculates, and then on your config advance, drop this section in if you're on this version of Marlin. That way it'll basically replace the code, and it'll reference that variable from the front side, and then it'll set your variables like I got this, so that you only have to set it one time and then it works. Like from the main menu, and I don't think that camera will focus without it, messing something up. But basically, you just click the button on the home screen, go all the way down to the bottom. It says change filament, hit that, and then in there gives you the load and unload command. But because we already defined it, then it knows how to properly do it. So helps out a lot. So that should be getting ready to print here in just a second. Hot end's finally getting up there. Goes homing. Like all my homing offsets or probe offsets are a little off today. All right, Brian, have fun exercising. Don't pull a muscle. Make sure you stretch, hydrate, do all that good stuff. All right, Scott, so what do you think would be better? since you're doing the chain to hold the light up. So should I secure, a top knuckle of the chain and just like let it hang for a bit, and then do the S hook on the light itself, and then just find the one that makes it tight and even, and then just hook it that way, and then get rid of the extra chain at that point? Or am I doing it the opposite, securing the hook and then putting the chain directly on the light, and then pulling it, cinching it up to hit the hook? What I guess would be better? So I was thinking of hard mounting it to the board, so that's why I'm like kind of out of ideas right at this point. Check the player. It's looking a lot better now. Guess my Z offset was a bit. I haven't checked them in quite a while, so actually I don't even think I checked them since I moved, so it probably got jumbled around. I would like to put the E10 in use right now, but even though I can clear the parts off the bed, it's got a jam on it that I got to clear out. I just haven't had time to get to it along with everything else. Same kind of like the Tronxy over here that's doesn't even have a hot end on it because I haven't finalized, printed a new one so that I can get the new Cyclops head going right. Company keeps sending me out on business trips, so I haven't even been home to like do anything. I actually just came back Thursday night. I flew in and didn't touch down until technically Friday morning at like 12:30 in the morning. Drove in by 1, went to bed, then did my full normal job yesterday, on little sleep, and then doing yard work all day today. So yeah, getting a little distracted from printing. Just drill the holes with a drill tab. Yeah, I know, I still haven't finished the Tronxy. Just drill the hole. Well, I mean, it's like the light bulb is in this. It's not even removable. It's just a plastic sheathing to diffuse the light, and it's like the aluminum. I mean, it's, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's not like really anywhere to tap it or drill it. I mean, I just got to find the big panhead screws that I had. I don't know where I put them right offhand, but I was thinking, like what you were saying, just like drill one in, on either end of the thing, and then that way I can pull it, put the hook on the light, and just get it where it's nice, and then just bend off the extra. Drill the holes with a drill tab. Oh, gotcha. I could. You know me. I'm trying to give back to the community. I'm trying to make a printable piece that you can go, oh, you got the E2 here. You got the proper hot end, or you didn't get the proper hot end originally, or you did the upgrade kit through you or whatever. Here's a printable piece that you can just print, bam, everything factory lines up like it should, and then you're good. Use the eye hooks for lights. Oh, okay. Only 19 people got that hot end replacement. Yeah. Well, hey, if I make it where you can do that, and I offer like the full, Autodesk file or AutoCAD file, then you know anybody that has that style hot end will then have, you know, they can put it on practically any other machine, because that hot end seems to be, the fixed one seems to be pretty popular too. It just, I don't see a lot of mounts for it. Yeah. Yeah, the other ones were kind of junk. But I did get a couple of dual color prints with it. They just weren't the greatest. But I think that had more to do with the length of the Bowden tube and the one underpowered motor with no, you know, tension adjustment, plus having really Bowden tubes crisscrossing, you know, from one side and the other. I think it just introduces too much play and slack. But my dual motor mount to get them on one side so you can have your two filament paths, it's working great so far. I mean, it lines up. Now I just want to install it, put that thing on there, and then you're good to go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 other printers that work. Number 5 that I'm trying to fix. Number 6 that I'm trying to fix. And then trunks would be number 7 that I'm trying to fix. So, you know, I can wait. I don't have a lot of dual color stuff. Plus, I've got the palette that can do color mixing or, you know, multicolor. So I'm not in a rush. Very true. I agree with you on that. Well, aren't you special? Well, once I also build, you know, the other workbench that I can work off of and do a little bit better work, I can spread out the parts. I got to clean up a lot of the office. You know, for moving in, I'm still weeding through what parts do I actually use versus what do I have laid out in my office that I said I was going to use. So trying to get all that cleaned up, working properly. And then, you know, you get the special occasions like my boss found me this 10 port gigabit PoE managed switch that was going to go in the trash, and he said, sure, play with it, see if you can get it working. Works just fine. So that's going to go under the workbench. That way I can plug all my Raspberry Pis off of it, and then just have the one cable, you know, from the desk coming out, instead of trying to hide a little 5-port in the back there that barely can, you know, I can only do 4 printers and then the link, and I've got more printers than that. So if I hook this, then I can have 9 printers that I can essentially connect. So yeah, well, that's kind of what I was thinking, is do, you know, like this to catch all the ones that are on the Pis, which I have 5 Pis, and then so I can't even use the current switch that's there, so this one kind of has to go in no matter what. But then I was thinking, if I get a small computer, I don't need a monitor or anything, you know, just remote into it and start all the virtual instance of the Pis, and then that way I've got everything going. So, and of course, as I keep saying, but you know, I'll say again, I plan to do guides on all the stuff that I'm installing, and you know, do stuff like Chris. Oh crap, hold on. Did that thing finish? Did I even start it? Where's Tom? I didn't even start it. Crap. There we go. Hold on just a second. Okay, kids going to bed. Sorry. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna put the wall brackets, or the rack brackets, which are really nice because they have the the mounting ports, and then but they've got slotted piece, so I can actually slide that under the desk here and drill right in to get it up out of the way, so that the wire management is a lot better. So it's gonna look good. It's amazing some of the stuff you can find, and I think next Saturday I'm going to be during the day before the stream and everything. I think I'm going to try to see who's doing some local garage sales around here. See if I can find anything else that I can hijack and do. Then I should have a product review video coming out fairly soon. Just got to do a bit more testing, but I got one of those ways, however you pronounce them, one of those cameras to test out. Awesomely enough, my neighbor was the one that did let us use it. They already have one, and they were like, you need to try it on yours and see if you like it. And we're like, okay. So definitely going to give it a try, and I can post a product review on that. More content for the channel. See not just how it works like as a home security thing, but also like interface into Octoprint, because I've seen a couple of people doing that because they're pretty cheap cameras. So, ooh, Scott Latine from Marlin, the main guy that maintains, is live right now. So, y'all may want to head over there, get some good info on Marlin. He is a little long-winded, but it's, I mean, some of it, that's what you're looking for. Some of it I want a technical answer, and then other times I just want him to go, yeah, that sounds good, and then, you know, just move on. But, you know, either way, it's a good learning opportunity. Okay. And just like that, we've got our wings on. So now the manage switch here, I can install. After the stream, then move the cables over. Yeah. Hey, I'm fine with helping. That's good with me. Throw up a link. You mean I need to advertise other people's stuff? Okay. Where is his link? Boom. Come on. Oh, you just put it up there. What happened? Hold on. Let me find the link. This thing's being, like, stupid right now. There we go. Oh, he's talking about the LCD and menu. Says he'll be diving into the Marlin 2.0 LCD controller and the menu code, including extensible UI contributed to the project by All F Objects. I think I'm pronouncing it right. There we go. That's Scott's. Oh, and for those of you that are doing that rover link to the PhysTech thing, there you go. There's all 7 numbers. You can just paste that in your thing because that's the ones that I just submitted to. Ooh, the adapter for that on the E10, for the E10 on the HE3D K280 is almost done. It needs about 2 more minutes. That is awesome. Uh-oh. Scott's doing his where he just cuts you out and puts it over top of the screen, and he had a white background, so then his eyes were all cut out too. Huh? Eh? You giving me that crazy look for? No. Okay. Well, it's 7 different numbers. Put a comma in between each. Hey, Carl. Welcome. And looky there, buddy. You now are on the page with your 1,024 subscribers. Congratulations there, sir. And we'll go back to the under 1,000 subs. Brian Vines getting a lot closer. Ow. And we'll go back to the overseer. We can check up on these prints. Hey, there you go. K280 finished. Nice. All right, so open question. If you have an extruder cooling fan, not the part cooling, the extruder, that should be running basically 100% all the time. It doesn't have the firmware, you know, idle cutoff. If it's varying in speeds a lot, is that the fan going out? Or is there something else that's going out? Because every now and then I've noticed, like, when the printer is idle, it does like weird, sometimes it like it, you can see the line that I put on it, it spins at different like pulsings. But then when it's actually printing and I know it's hot, like, you can tap it, or sometimes it'll auto correct and it'll just spin at full speed the whole time and no issue. But it's only like at idle, when I'm either heating up or cooling down, kind of idle, you know, that it, like the fan doesn't seem to be going the same speed all the time. It's not like 100% that it messes up, but it's like at random. Like just a second ago, it was spinning 100%, stopped all the way down to like maybe 20%, and now it's like cycling back and forth. I can't. Well, let me see if I can get the camera. I know it looks weird. Let me see if I can get it where it doesn't shake. Okay. If I stop it, see, it's only the one orange line. See, now it's going fast enough you don't see any change. And watch now, it's not going to do it. But as soon as I sit down, it's too far away. Still too cold or too hot right at the moment. Nope, carriage not moving at all. That's what I was thinking, that it's something with the fan. But I couldn't tell if like it was the fan or like the wiring to the fan, because it didn't do this when I first had the printer, but it's not 100% that it does it all the time either. So that's why I was thinking maybe it was going out. So I put like a drop of that machine oil, you know, in the center pin where you peel back the sticker, and it seemed to not make the higher pitch like buzzing sound. That went away. And so I was thinking that's all it was, but then now like it still pulses weird every now and then. It doesn't do it all the time though. Like now that I stopped it, it hasn't done it at all. But the extruder is also like under what? Yeah, it's under 100. It stopped doing that. Still at 70. They're 68 now. I don't know. Like I said, it's just something that's a little weird. Yeah, and it's the smaller, you know, what, 4010? Not radial, but the bushing is gone. Well, it was a free printer. Oh, there it goes. Hard to hear over the other noise, but it almost sounds like the fan just shifted a little bit and it's rubbing plastic. Like you can hear it, me, you know what I mean? But it's only when it hits certain speeds it does that. Like right now, you still can't see the. Even if I show it, it's not going to show the speed difference right now. Oh, there it goes. Maybe. Trying to hold it steady. I'm sorry. It's going just fast enough you can see the orange line moving. Ooh, dang it. Just as I moved the camera away from it, I heard it slow down. There it goes. But the temp's idling at 44, 47. But anyway, all right. Let's see what I missed because I could barely read it from where I was standing. If you got a link to a good one that's probably silent, would be good. Yeah, it's annoying when it does like this right now, where it's like got that weird speed. You can hear it, me. Just gets irritating in the ear real fast. Alright, let's clean up this little bit of elephant footing. So that weird first layer craziness I had. Get all the shavings off. See if I can adjust the mini Kazi fans for alto. Okay, I get, yes, sorry. The K280 is actually a 24 volt fan. The only other 24 volt that I have are a lot bigger. They were underneath the Tronxy, and they were loud as all get out. I mean, they pushed so much air, it was unreal. All right, I'm gonna snap this on the motor. I'm gonna try to adjust the camera on the E10 little corner here, see if we can see it, but ugh. So it's going to be all the way over there, just out of camera view. Essentially, it goes. This will go right here. That fits so much better. So I got that mode and night vision mode for glow in the dark. Oh, but yeah. I really need to figure out why it's doing that. Apologies, there, RCCNC. I got the link going, so I don't know why it decided to delete it for 1 second. It's so stupid. Okay, cool. Wow, $5 fan, that's not bad. Manufacturer standard lead time 19 weeks. I hope that doesn't mean if I order it, it'll take 19 weeks to get here. Jeez. All right, well. Yeah, that Streamline. And I've tried to. It did it on somebody else too. Sometimes this thing. Oh man, what in the world? Man, when it puts you out in timeout for 1 second, it looks like it went back and deleted in my chat view. Like it deleted all of your messages. That is crazy. All right. I don't know what it's doing because it shouldn't be doing that. Oh, okay, good. If they got tons in stock, I'll probably place an order soon. Not super soon, but you know, as soon as the next batch of hobby money comes in, right? Okay, why? No, I don't need any of that. No macros. Nice. I'll definitely save the link. Appreciate it. Okay, so it looks like I'm gonna have to do the web version to get to the editor of why it does the different little bits, or we could just there. All right, RCCNC, you're a moderator now, so now you can post a link and not have to worry about it. I don't know why, because the thing is turned off, so it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be asking anything anyway from anybody. Oops. Well, yeah, and then next weekend, if everything goes right, then I'll have a new shed to be built, installed with, somewhat of a concrete floor, sealed up and all that nice jazz, and then move our stuff from one area to in there, make room, Good things, good things. Come on, Streamlabs. Internet is going so slow right now. Oh, appreciate it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Really. That is awesome. And look, you even got, well, I think, yeah, I got it fixed. So now yeah, I can't get my finger there. So you're on the top line there, and you're also getting a line that goes across. Wow, both both Streamlabs and my Autobot wants to announce it. Oh, you gotta love it. I don't know why everything's gotta say something. Okay, so that doesn't make sense. Hold on, I'll show you. Let me get this. Where's the freeze? Style, no, view. There we go. Freeze. Top row. Okay, there we go. So I've got one of the virtual Pis running my ISP checker. That's awesome. I definitely will. Was that through the Streamlabs channel donation link, right? Anyway, so like I was saying, I've got a virtual Pi that does an ISP checker. Basically runs speed test in the background, puts it in a log, and uploads it to my Dropbox, so I can check it at any time. But yeah, it just does a running log. So apparently I didn't have it on for a few days when I went out of town. But as you can see, it just ran one 30 minutes ago, and I got 220 and 29, or 244 and 29 from what I, during the stream. PayPal, perfect. Oh, wait. That was my Autobot thing saying it. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know why my upload is like going so crazy. I mean, I got 30 megabit upload, 200 plus download. I mean, yeah, we had that one dip, but that was a couple of days ago, and that was at 6 o'clock at night. Then it popped right back up, and then, so I'm getting pretty good. It's just weird that, like, at the beginning of the stream, that would have been nice to have, the 7 o'clock hour on here so that I could see what in the world, like, dip that caused it to do that, the channel offline and all that. But anyway, that's definitely a guide that I want to show you guys, because I mean, I had to go through like 4 different guide sets to finally get the upload to Dropbox part to work properly, because everything was supposed to go with Google Sheets, and it just wasn't working out right. Google changed some of their API, so none of this stuff was working right. But I got the Dropbox one to work pretty easy. It just trying to find their code in this script to get it to then balance over to Dropbox instead. It took a little bit of work, but once you go through 5 bad installs and reinstalls and then run a couple hundred tests, then now I've got it where it works great every time. So alrighty, Scott, take it easy. We only got about a half hour left anyway, so if you need to dip out, that's all right. Yes, I already did that part. Thank you. It's pretty sad that on their donation page that popped up on my dashboard, then it asked me about the cloud bot, which is the irritating one that's like deleting people's messages. But then it turns around and goes, oh, and by the way, go ahead and download Streamlabs OBS if you haven't already. Even though I'm already in that part. Okay. Let's see if I can find settings. Go. I don't need that settings. I need CloudBot. Okay, hold on. Thermal Oasis drink. It was on one SD card and one part. Huh. Like only one particular SD card, and on that SD card only one part was causing it? Wow, those things still need 31 minutes? That's crazy. Huh. It could have just been a bad sector of that SD card, or while it was writing the G code, something didn't match up right, and so it's sending a wrong like temperature variation command, and it may happen so quick that you didn't see it, but the printer caught it as it was doing the runaway, or I mean, there could be a couple different things, but that's strange. Well, that's not what I wanted. Okay, yeah, I've already done it. Okay, there we go. Okay, link protection. Oh, auto permit. Okay, so weird enough, RCNC, it says on here that the link protection allows subscribers to not have to worry about it. So are you subscribed to my channel? Because if you aren't, you could do that, and then it's supposed to say it's going to auto permit you to send links without punishments. I don't know if it actually works like that, but you know, hey. So then Streamlabs is just being an idiot. Makes sense. All right, so then if it's also the same spot in the print, I would definitely say there's something that got written around that area that is just not right. It could be yeah. Yeah, it could just been, like I said, that there was either a bad sector on the SD card, or just while it was saving, for some reason when it hit that area, it jerked a hiccup, wrote the bit wrong, which is sending a weird command shortly before that, or the command itself is weird, and that's why the printer all of a sudden then freaks out and doesn't know what to do. It took me a while, even on homing both of these deltas. With Marlin 2.0, I was having it where, for whatever weird reason, it would start homing like normal, and then like at the end of a print, and then all of a sudden it would just go to the X tower and just like slam into it so hard that it would like lock up the printer, and then it would yell at me that the homing failed and the only thing was a power cycle to get it to fix. And it was just dumb. And then finally somebody else was like, hey, try this. What is it? End. Nope, I didn't do it on that one. Okay, so what they had me do, which is really weird, but it works now, when it gets done and it's doing the ending code, so I have it do the retract real quick, set to absolute, move to the center before it does anything else from the print, but then it has me do a quick disable the steppers and then tell it to home, and just that quick disable steppers and then going to home fix the issue. Now it does not hit the tower at all since I did that, and I don't understand. I don't understand how or why that would fix the issue, but it does. Oh well, if you already narrowed down that it was a crappy SD card, then you know, hey, I've got a little container that I got from a little Oriental shop back in Dallas before I moved, that my wife took me to. It's a little trifold case, so you can put, you know, SD cards on either side. And I've got, let's see, oh, that's a branded. Oh, blank. So out of the 4 adapters to go from the mini, I've got 2 unbranded adapters and 2 named adapters and 2 mini cards that are identified with SanDisk, and then 1 that's got no labels on it whatsoever. And then I think I got another loose 1 or 2 of those little ones from the kits that they don't have any markings on them whatsoever. The only way you can find the size is plug it in, and then hopefully it doesn't crash, and then you can find the size of it. I don't like 119. I tried it on a couple of my machines, and I started having all kind of crazy issues. I jumped over to 2.0, which also reduced the overall firmware load. And I wanted to kind of see what the newest thing out, and I've been running 2.0 now for a couple of months, and other than the deltas having that weird homing issue, and it wasn't even all the time, I'd say about 20, maybe 30% of the time it would do it. Other than that, I haven't had any issues on any machine that I put 2.0 on. It's been working really smooth for me. Well, you can always, print that SD card, mini SD card, like, and USB, like, little horn to go on your desk, and then that way you can organize your stuff. Like I apparently need to do, because I keep misplacing all my USB drives. Oh, man. Really hurt my hand earlier today. Oh, but yeah. It's got 21 minutes left on the print. We've got 13 minutes left on the stream max before I'm probably going to shut it down. Though I may do it a few minutes early because I'm beat. We'll do this. There we go. That's a bit bigger so you can actually see what's going on a little easier. Oh, well, if you need any help or you want to throw in that new filament, auto load that is built in, well, it's been built in for a while. I think it's actually was introduced in 119 because I don't think I remember it in 118. It is in 2.0. If you need any assistance with it, just shoot me an email and I'll send you the code that I use. Because like I said, the only thing you would have to adjust in it in the variable under the configuration page or configuration.h is your Bowden length, if it even has a Bowden, because I give you the option to select either. But if it has a Bowden, you set the length. If it doesn't, then you can also change the length of the throat. Or if it has a Bowden, you can do that too. That way, if it's a volcano build or whatever, then you already adjust it. And then drop the other piece into the advanced. So you get your speeds and distances, and then you can tweak whatever. Should be good to go. My dog's asleep on the bed. But if you can share, what kind of machine is the customer build? If not, I completely understand. Hey, fan got full speed again. Now it stopped doing that rasping noise. So much quieter. I definitely need to order that fan here real soon. Now I just got to figure out how to get the money out of Streamlabs. I haven't even looked into that part. It's supposed to be linked to an account that I can easily get to, but I've never actually tested it, so I don't even know. Does it have an active tip link? Okay, add that in my Twitch profile. Man, everybody is like, fans doing it again. Oh, it's going super slow. Alright, I think I'm gonna turn that printer off because that's driving me nuts. There we go. So much quieter. Oh, cool. I had one that was the Maker Farm. It was a wood printer with the actual V slot wheels, so that like they weren't just the flat. They actually had that center triangle groove cut out of the wheels. It's really nice, but the hot end was garbage, and it used 3.0 diameter filament, and I couldn't get it to print like it was supposed to, though the frame was really secure. It had an old board, so I had to have it on like ancient marlin to even make it work. The drivers were shot. So it's like it had all the electronic issues. Plus they used a 5mm threaded rod as the Z. Now granted, it got really high definition because it's so small, but the motor to get it to move took forever, and it was loud because it had to spin so fast just to get the little thing to move. It was, but the X carriage sat on two 2020 extrusions with the 4 V slot wheels, and it was rock solid. That thing didn't move with the Wade's gear that was on it. I mean, I could jam stuff in it, and that thing like didn't flex at all. That part was pretty nice. It's probably it's getting close to when everybody is running everything, so causing all kind of issues. Apologize on that. I'm gonna call what's their name, my ISP, and figure out what in the world is going on, because it says I got good speeds, but it shouldn't be dropping. Well, hopefully, Carl, you're not saying that I'm putting you to sleep. Hopefully it's just you're tired. But you have a great night too, sir.